The Automatic Millionaire. Introduction. What if I told you that becoming a millionaire doesn't take luck, genius, or even winning the lottery? It takes automation? That's right. The key to building lasting wealth isn't about grinding endlessly, depriving yourself, or obsessing over complicated budgets. It's about setting up simple systems that quietly work in the background, building your fortune while you live your life. In this video, we dive deep into The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach, a proven blueprint for achieving financial freedom without daily stress or sacrifice. Bach's mission is clear: helping ordinary people like you, create extraordinary wealth through small, consistent, automatic actions. You don't have to be a finance expert or have a six-figure salary to unlock this system. You just need the right mindset and the willingness to set your future on autopilot. We'll unpack the secrets of the latte factor, how tiny daily expenses steal your financial future, the life-changing power of paying yourself first, how smart home ownership can make you rich, and how automating your finances puts your wealth building on cruise control. You'll hear real success stories from people who followed this system and reached financial freedom without stress. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by money or believed wealth was only for the lucky few, this video will change how you think forever. It's time to take control, not with willpower, but with systems that work for you 24/7. Are you ready to put your wealth building on autopilot? Let's dive in. Section 1. The Latte Factor. How small daily habits can make you rich. Most people believe that becoming wealthy requires massive sacrifices, big salaries, or striking it lucky in the stock market. But what if I told you that your journey to financial freedom starts with something as simple as your morning coffee? Welcome to the life-changing concept known as the Latte Factor, one of the most powerful eye-opening lessons from David Bach's The Automatic Millionaire. The Latte Factor isn't really about coffee, although coffee is often the perfect example. It's about those small, daily, unconscious purchases we make that seem insignificant in the moment, but quietly drain our wealth potential over time. Whether it's that $5 latte, the $7 smoothie, the $15 in-app subscriptions, or that streaming service you forgot you even signed up for, these seemingly harmless expenses are holding millions of people back from reaching their financial dreams. Here's the shocking truth: even $5 a day, redirected toward investments instead of small expenses, can grow to hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. Let me break it down for you. Imagine skipping that daily $5 coffee and instead investing that money into a simple index fund, earning an average 8% annual return. That $5 per day adds up to $150 per month, or $1,825 per year. Over 30 years, with compound interest working in your favor, that small habit change could grow to nearly $200,000, or even more, depending on market performance. Now imagine if you doubled that. What if you found $10 or $15 in daily expenses to redirect? You'd be looking at $500,000 or more. The reason the latte factor matters is simple. Most people believe they can't afford to invest. They say things like, "I'll start saving when I earn more," or "investing is only for rich people." But the truth is, wealth starts with small, consistent actions, not massive windfalls. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. You just need to start noticing where your money leaks away and make intentional choices. The problem is, most of us spend unconsciously. We swipe, tap, and spend without thinking. That $5 here, $10 there feels insignificant until you multiply it by days, months, and years. That's the power of awareness. David Bach's message is crystal clear. You're already spending your millionaire fortune. You just don't see it because it's going to coffee shops, vending machines, takeout apps, or subscriptions that don't actually improve your life. So, how do you apply the latte factor practically? It starts with awareness. For the next 7 days, I challenge you to track every single penny you spend. Don't change anything, just observe. Write down your coffee runs, your snacks, your ride shares, your online purchases, everything. You'll be amazed at how much money slips through your fingers without you even realizing it. Once you've tracked your spending, identify your personal latte factor. What's your version of the daily coffee? It could be anything. Those daily snacks at work, your premium subscription you barely use, your online impulse buys, or even extra conveniences that add up fast. Here's where the transformation happens. Once you identify your latte factor, start redirecting that money automatically toward your future. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a savings account or investment account for the exact amount you were spending. Make it invisible. Set it and forget it. You won't feel deprived because you're not eliminating joy. You're simply making your money work for you instead of against you. Let me share a real-world example that proves how powerful this small shift can be. There's a story David Bach often tells of a young woman named Kim. Kim loved her daily $7 smoothie habit. She would grab her smoothie on the way to work every morning without thinking twice. One day, after learning about the latte factor, she decided to run the numbers. Over a year, her smoothies were costing her over $2,500. Over 30 years, if invested, that habit could have grown into nearly $300,000. Shocked by this realization, Kim decided to cut back. She didn't eliminate all her treats, but she made smarter choices. She started bringing her own smoothies a few days a week and invested the savings automatically. Fast forward, Kim stuck to this habit for years, and by her early 40s, she was well on her way to financial independence. Not because she earned a massive salary, but because she mastered the art of small, consistent action. This isn't about deprivation. It's about empowerment. Imagine walking into your favorite coffee shop, not because you're blindly following a habit, but because you've chosen to, fully aware of your finances, with your wealth building on autopilot. You're in control, not your unconscious spending patterns. And here's the most exciting part. The latte factor works regardless of your income level. Whether you're earning $30,000 a year or $300,000, the principle remains the same. Small amounts, redirected wisely, unlock massive wealth over time. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. I want you to imagine something for a moment. Picture your future self, 10, 20, 30 years from now. They're financially free, traveling the world, spending time with family, living life on their terms, not stressed about bills, not chained to a job they hate, not worried about money. That future version of you? They're depending on the choices you make today. They're counting on you to spot your latte factor and redirect those hidden dollars toward a brighter future. So, I challenge you. For the next 7 days, track every penny you spend. No judgment, just awareness. At the end of the week, sit down and identify your latte factor. How much are those unconscious habits costing you? What could that money become if invested wisely? The answers may surprise you, and they may just be the spark that changes your financial future forever. Remember, wealth isn't built by chance. It's built by choice. Small, daily habits, when automated, make you rich. Are you ready to uncover your latte factor and take control of your financial destiny? The journey starts now. Section 2. Pay yourself first. The first step to automatic wealth. If there's one golden rule that nearly every self-made millionaire follows, it's this: pay yourself first. This simple yet powerful concept is the foundation of building automatic wealth, and it's one of the most life-changing lessons from David Bach's The Automatic Millionaire. But what does "pay yourself first" actually mean? It's not just a catchy phrase, it's a complete mindset shift about how you handle your money. Most people get paid, then immediately start paying their bills, their landlord, their credit card companies, streaming subscriptions, groceries, and daily expenses. If anything is left over at the end of the month, they might save a little. But let's be honest, how often is there really anything left? The truth is, when you live this way, paying everyone else first, you are always last in line for your own money. And that's exactly why so many hardworking people stay broke year after year, even as their income grows. They're stuck in a reactive financial cycle, constantly working for others but never building wealth for themselves. Paying yourself first flips this entire system on its head. Instead of making saving an afterthought, you make it your first priority. The moment your paycheck hits your account, a percentage is automatically siphoned off to build your future, your savings, your investments, your freedom fund. Only after you've secured your future do you start paying bills, covering expenses, and enjoying your lifestyle. Why does this matter so much? Because saving becomes effortless when it's automatic. Think about it. We're creatures of habit, and most of our financial behaviors run on autopilot. If you manually decide whether or not to save every month, you're relying on willpower, and willpower fails, especially when unexpected expenses pop up or temptations arise. But when you automate your savings, the decision is made for you, every single month, without stress or hesitation. This is how ordinary people with modest incomes and everyday jobs, end up retiring as millionaires. It's not because they won the lottery or inherited wealth. It's because they mastered the discipline of paying themselves first and automated the process. Let me share a real-world example to prove how powerful this is. There's the story of John and Sarah, a married couple both working middle-class jobs. Combined, they earned around $60,000 a year. Not a fortune by any means. But early in their careers, they made a decision that changed their lives. They would always pay themselves first. They set up automatic deductions so that 15% of their income went directly into retirement accounts before they ever saw the money in their checking account. Over the years, as their salaries increased, they gradually raised that percentage to 20%. The process was automatic. They never had to think about it, never had to make the decision each month. Fast forward 35 years. John and Sarah retired with over $1.5 million saved. On average incomes, with no windfalls, just the magic of consistency, automation, and compound growth. They weren't financial experts. They simply trusted the system of paying themselves first. Now, imagine your own future self. Picture yourself 10, 20, 30 years down the road, free from money stress, traveling, spending time with loved ones, doing work you love, or not working at all, because you made one powerful decision today: to pay yourself first. So, how do you start? It's simpler than you think. The first practical step is to set up automatic deductions from your paycheck or checking account into your retirement accounts, savings, or investment accounts. If your employer offers a retirement plan like a 401k with matching contributions, that's the best place to start. It's essentially free money. If you're self-employed or don't have access to a workplace plan, set up an automatic transfer to a Roth IRA, a brokerage account, or even a high-yield savings account. The amount you start with isn't as important as building the habit. Even 5% or 10% of your income can grow substantially over time when combined with automation and compound interest. The key is consistency. Set it, forget it, and watch your wealth grow silently in the background. And as your income grows, increase the percentage. One of the best-kept secrets of wealthy people is that they automatically save more as they earn more, without drastically changing their lifestyle. Over time, this habit creates an unstoppable wealth-building machine. Some people resist paying themselves first because they worry about not having enough left over for bills or expenses. But here's the truth. When you prioritize saving, you naturally become more mindful of your spending. Your lifestyle adjusts. You find ways to live within your means because your future is now non-negotiable. Paying yourself first isn't just a financial strategy. It's a declaration of self-worth. It's telling yourself, my future matters. My freedom matters. I deserve to build wealth. When you automate this process, you remove the emotional ups and downs of money management. It's no longer a question of if you'll save. It's happening, month after month, automatically. And think about the peace of mind that comes with that. No more scrambling to save what's left over. No more guilt or stress about falling behind financially. Instead, you gain confidence, knowing your wealth building is in motion, even while you sleep. So, let me ask you this. Imagine your future self standing in front of you, grateful, free, and financially secure. What percentage will you start paying yourself first today? It doesn't have to be huge at the beginning. Start small, build the habit, and scale over time. Remember, wealth isn't built in giant leaps. It's built one automated, intentional step at a time. Paying yourself first is the foundation of that journey. Are you ready to take the first step toward your automatic millionaire future? Your future self is counting on you. Section 3. The Power of Automatic Millionaire Mindset. If there's one thing that separates those who struggle financially from those who quietly build wealth, it isn't just knowledge or income. It's mindset. Your beliefs about money are the hidden force driving every financial decision you make, whether you realize it or not. That's why David Bach, in The Automatic Millionaire, emphasizes the importance of transforming not only your financial habits, but also your thinking. Because here's the truth. You will never out-earn your mindset. For many people, financial struggles are rooted in deep, often unconscious, self-limiting beliefs. You've probably heard them, or maybe even believed them yourself. I'm just bad with money. People like me don't get rich. It's too late for me to build wealth. These thoughts might feel harmless, but they create a mental ceiling that keeps you stuck, no matter how hard you work or how much you earn. Think about it. If you believe you're destined to struggle with money, your brain will subconsciously look for evidence to confirm that belief. You'll avoid financial opportunities, sabotage your progress, or simply stay in survival mode. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, where your external reality mirrors your internal doubts. That's why mindset matters so much. Wealth doesn't start with a big paycheck or a lucky break. It starts with belief. Belief fuels consistent action, and action creates results. The good news? You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Bach reminds us that when you have the right systems in place, you don't need endless willpower. You can automate your success, but it starts by believing that success is even possible for you. Let's get real for a moment. Most of us didn't grow up hearing messages about abundance and financial empowerment. Maybe your parents struggled. Maybe you watched them live paycheck to paycheck. Maybe debt and stress were normal. Over time, those experiences shape your money beliefs. But the past doesn't define your future, unless you let it. To shift your mindset, you have to rewrite your money story. And that begins with small, practical mental habits that build your confidence and sense of control. One of the simplest yet most powerful shifts is to celebrate small wins. Every time you set aside money, automate a payment, or reduce a small expense, acknowledge it as progress. Wealth isn't built by massive, dramatic leaps. It's created through tiny, consistent victories stacked over time. Visualization is another powerful tool for shifting your mindset. Picture your wealthy future in vivid detail. Imagine your bank account growing effortlessly, your debts disappearing, your investments compounding quietly in the background. See yourself traveling, living stress-free, supporting your family, and having options, all because you believed you could, and you took action. When you consistently visualize your success, your brain starts to see it as possible, and eventually, inevitable. Another key to mindset transformation is surrounding yourself with examples of what's possible. Study wealthy role models, especially those who came from humble beginnings. Read their stories, listen to their podcasts, immerse yourself in their mindset. The more you normalize wealth, the more you realize it isn't reserved for a special few. It's available to anyone willing to change their beliefs and build the right habits. Let me share a real-world story that brings this to life. There's a man named James, raised in a low-income household where money was always scarce. He grew up hearing phrases like, "We'll never get ahead," and "People like us aren't meant to be rich." For years, those beliefs held him back. Even after landing a good job, James lived paycheck to paycheck, sabotaging his progress with poor financial habits. Everything changed when he discovered the Automatic Millionaire. At first, he doubted the system. After all, wealth wasn't for people like him. But curiosity pushed him to try. He started small, automating just $50 a month into savings. Over time, he increased it, set up retirement contributions, and redirected his spending with intentionality. The more he saw his accounts grow, the more his belief in himself grew. Fast forward a decade, James not only paid off debt, but built significant savings and investments. His mindset transformed from scarcity to abundance, and it all began with one small automated habit and a decision to challenge his limiting beliefs. Today, James mentors others from similar backgrounds, showing them that wealth isn't about luck or privilege. It's about belief and systems. That same transformation is available to you. But first, you must confront the beliefs holding you back. So, take a moment and reflect honestly. What belief about money are you ready to let go of today? Is it the belief that you're bad with money? That wealth isn't possible for you? That it's too late to start? Identify it, and then replace it with a more empowering truth. Tell yourself, "I am capable of building wealth." It's never too late to change. With the right habits and systems, my success is inevitable. Repeat it daily, because repetition reprograms your subconscious mind. The power of the Automatic Millionaire mindset isn't about wishful thinking. It's about creating alignment between your beliefs, your actions, and your automated systems. When your mind, habits, and environment work together, wealth becomes a natural byproduct. So, as you continue this journey, remember, success starts inside. You already have the potential to build wealth. The only question is, will you believe it? Because the moment you do, your future changes forever. Section 4. Automatic Retirement. Set it. Forget it. Get rich. If there's one area of your financial life where automation can truly transform your future, it's your retirement plan. Sadly, millions of people never retire wealthy, not because they didn't have the opportunity, but because they procrastinated, overcomplicated the process, or simply didn't believe they could. That's why David Bach, in The Automatic Millionaire, stresses the incredible life-changing power of setting up automatic retirement contributions. Because when you automate this one habit, you don't just invest, you create a stress-free, unstoppable path to long-term wealth. The reality is, most people fail to retire wealthy because they rely on manual decisions. They think, I'll start saving next year, or I'll invest when I earn more. But time slips away, life gets busy, and those good intentions never turn into action. Years pass, and suddenly, they're approaching retirement with little or nothing saved, panicking about their future. But here's the good news. You don't need perfect discipline or even constant attention to build a secure retirement. You just need automation. The beauty of automated retirement savings is that wealth grows in the background, without daily effort. Tools like 401ks, IRAs, and employer-sponsored retirement plans are designed for this exact purpose. You set up automatic contributions, the money gets invested before you ever see it, and over time, your wealth compounds quietly, building your financial future while you go about your life. And let's not overlook one of the most powerful wealth-building gifts available: employer matching contributions. Many companies offer to match a percentage of your retirement savings. Yet, millions of employees leave this free money on the table simply because they never set up their accounts. That's like turning down part of your paycheck every month. By automating your retirement and maximizing your employer match, you're literally getting paid to build your future. The other secret ingredient that makes automated retirement so effective is the magic of compound interest. Think of it like planting a tree. You put a small seed in the ground, water it regularly, and over time, it grows into a towering, fruit-bearing tree. Your retirement savings work the same way. Small, consistent contributions, combined with the growth generated by compound interest, multiply your wealth exponentially over time. Let's break down a simple example. Imagine you automatically invest $200 per month into a retirement account starting in your 20s. Assuming an average annual return of 7%, which is historically realistic for long-term stock market investments. By the time you reach retirement age, that $200 per month could grow into over $500,000. And that's just from a modest monthly amount, without relying on huge lump sums or risky investments. The key is starting as early as possible and making your contributions automatic. The earlier you start, the more time compound interest has to work its magic. But even if you feel like you're starting late, the second best time to begin is now. Automation removes the temptation to procrastinate. It makes wealth building part of your routine. David Bach shares countless real-world success stories in The Automatic Millionaire, but one that stands out is the story of Angela, a schoolteacher with an average income. She wasn't a financial expert, but she understood the power of automation. Early in her career, she set up automatic contributions to her 403(b) retirement plan, starting small, just a few percentage points of her paycheck. As her salary increased, she automated higher contributions. She also took full advantage of her employer's matching program. Angela never had to worry about manually saving for retirement. Her system was in place, her contributions were happening behind the scenes, and compound growth was steadily building her wealth. By the time she reached her mid-60s, Angela had quietly accumulated over $1 million in retirement savings, not through windfalls or risky investments, but through consistent automatic action. The most empowering part? Angela wasn't an investment guru or a high-income executive. She was a teacher, earning a modest salary, yet she retired with financial freedom. That's the undeniable proof of what automation can do. Now, let's talk practical steps for you to implement this today. First, if your employer offers a 401k, 403(b), or similar retirement plan, enroll immediately if you haven't already. Contribute at least enough to maximize any employer matching. It's free money. If you're self-employed or don't have access to a workplace plan, open an IRA or Roth IRA and set up automatic transfers from your checking account. Next, automate increases to your contributions over time. Many retirement plans allow you to automatically raise your savings percentage annually or whenever you get a raise. This helps you steadily grow your retirement savings without feeling the pinch. Finally, if you've already started saving for retirement, review your automation setup. Are you maximizing your contributions? Are you capturing your full employer match? Are you allowing compound interest to work its magic? It's easy to overlook or delay these steps, but remember, every day you procrastinate is a day lost to compound growth. The sooner you automate, the sooner your wealth starts building quietly in the background. Let me leave you with a powerful question. Are you letting free money slip away? If you're not automating your retirement savings, that's exactly what's happening. But the moment you take action, set it, forget it, and let your system run, you're locking in your path to long-term wealth. Building a secure retirement doesn't have to be stressful, complicated, or dependent on willpower. When you automate, you take control. You build your future with small, consistent steps that compound over time. That's the power of the Automatic Millionaire mindset. So, what are you waiting for? Your future is calling, and automation is the answer. Set it, forget it, and get rich. Section 5. The Automatic Debt-Free Plan. If wealth is built on automation, then freedom from debt is no different. Debt keeps millions of hardworking people stuck in financial quicksand. No matter how much they earn, they feel trapped. Paycheck to paycheck, interest piling up, and no clear path to break free. But here's the empowering truth from David Bach's The Automatic Millionaire. You don't have to fight debt with willpower alone. You can automate your way to a debt-free life. And it starts with a simple, structured system. Debt robs you of peace of mind, your financial potential, and most importantly, your freedom. Every dollar tied up in loans, credit cards, and interest payments is a dollar that can't be invested in your future. That's why eliminating debt is a critical step toward wealth, and automation makes the process consistent, painless, and inevitable. The method that's transformed millions of lives is called the debt snowball, and when paired with automation, it becomes unstoppable. The idea is simple but powerful. You list your debts from smallest to largest balance, regardless of interest rate. You automate all the minimum payments on every debt, making sure those payments go out like clockwork every month. Then, you focus any extra money on the smallest debt until it's gone. Once that smallest debt is paid off, you roll the amount you are paying into the next smallest debt, and so on. It's called the snowball because your progress builds momentum, growing larger as each debt disappears. And because it's automated, you don't rely on memory, motivation, or willpower. The system runs itself. Why does this matter so much? Because paying off debt isn't just about numbers, it's about psychology. The faster you experience wins, seeing balances drop, accounts closed, the more motivated you become to keep going. The debt snowball method taps into this momentum, making the journey emotionally rewarding and financially liberating. Let's talk practical steps to automate your debt-free plan. First, list all your debts clearly: credit cards, personal loans, student loans, medical bills, car loans, everything. Order them from the smallest balance to the largest. Next, set up automatic payments for the minimum required amount on all debts. This ensures you never miss a payment, avoiding late fees or penalties, and protects your credit score. Then identify how much extra money, no matter how small, you can redirect toward your smallest debt. Even an extra $20, $50, or $100 a month makes a huge difference when applied consistently. The key is automation. Automate your minimum payments and automate the extra payments toward your smallest debt. As each debt disappears, celebrate your progress. Then roll that payment amount into the next debt on your list. Over time, your payments grow like a snowball, demolishing your debts faster than you thought possible. Let me share a real-world story that brings this to life. The Martinez family found themselves buried in over $40,000 of consumer debt, credit cards, personal loans, and a car loan. Despite both parents working full-time jobs, they felt overwhelmed and stuck, barely keeping up with minimum payments. After reading The Automatic Millionaire, they decided to automate their way to freedom. First, they listed every debt, from a $600 store credit card to a $15,000 car loan. They automated all minimum payments and found an extra $150 a month by cutting back small expenses, their own version of the latte factor. They directed that $150 automatically toward the smallest debt, the store credit card. Within months, it was gone. Energized by the progress, they took the payment amount from that card, plus the $150, and applied it to the next debt. Debt by debt, they gained momentum. With each victory, their confidence and motivation grew. Within 3 years, the Martinez family was completely debt-free, without massive sacrifices, side hustles, or stress. They simply followed a structured, automated plan. And it worked. Now, imagine the relief of opening your account statements and seeing zero balances. No more interest draining your income. No more anxiety over due dates or juggling payments. That's what an automatic debt-free plan offers: peace of mind, and the ability to redirect your money toward wealth building instead of debt servicing. Some people argue that high-interest debts should be paid off first, the so-called debt avalanche method. Mathematically, it's sound. But emotionally, the snowball often works better. Seeing quick wins builds momentum, which fuels action. The truth? The best method is the one you'll stick with. And automation ensures you will stick with it. It's also important to note that attacking debt automatically doesn't mean living in deprivation. Even while paying down debt, you can, and should, continue building your savings and investments. That's why the Automatic Millionaire approach works. It creates balance. You pay yourself first, eliminate debt, and automate every part of the process, so your future is secure from all angles. So, let me ask you, what debt can you start attacking automatically right now? Is it a credit card with a lingering balance? A personal loan you've been chipping away at for years? Or maybe a car loan that's holding back your monthly cash flow? Pick one. Set up your automation. Start your snowball today. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, earn more money, or feel ready. You just need to take the first step and let automation handle the rest. Remember, debt may feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to control your future. With a structured, automated plan, you can chip away at balances month after month, transforming your situation from financial stress to freedom. Freedom from debt isn't reserved for the wealthy. It's available to anyone willing to commit to small, consistent actions. Automation makes it inevitable. Every automated payment brings you one step closer to breathing room, peace of mind, and financial independence. So start today. Take control. Automate your payments, build your snowball, and watch your debt melt away. Automatically. Section 6. Home Ownership. Your Secret Millionaire Plan. When most people dream of becoming wealthy, they picture winning the lottery, building a business empire, or investing in complex financial products. But in The Automatic Millionaire, David Bach reveals one of the simplest, most overlooked wealth-building strategies available to ordinary people: home ownership. Done wisely, owning your home isn't just about having a place to live. It's your secret millionaire plan quietly working in the background. Bach's belief is clear and unapologetic. For many people, their home is the best investment they'll ever make. While the world chases stock market swings or complicated schemes, millions of people quietly build substantial wealth through consistent, responsible home ownership. It's not flashy, but it works. Why does home ownership matter so much? The answer lies in a simple, often overlooked truth. When you rent, you build your landlord's wealth. Every month, your rent payment disappears, enriching someone else's financial future, but leaving you with nothing to show for it. When you own a home, however, your monthly mortgage payment does more than keep a roof over your head. It builds equity, your ownership stake in a valuable asset. Over time, this equity grows, turning your home into a powerful wealth-building machine. Think about it. Every mortgage payment chips away at your loan balance while your property, ideally, increases in value. The longer you stay, the more your equity grows. And unlike rent, which vanishes into someone else's pocket, your mortgage payments create long-term value for you and your family. But like all powerful tools, home ownership works best when used wisely. The first key is buying within your means. Too often, people stretch their budgets to purchase their dream home, only to find themselves house-poor, stressed, and unable to enjoy life. Your first home doesn't need to be your forever home. It's your wealth foundation. Focus on affordability, stability, and long-term growth. Once you own your home, automation becomes your greatest ally. Set up automatic mortgage payments so you never miss a due date, avoid late fees, and stay on track to building equity. Better yet, if possible, opt for bi-weekly mortgage payments instead of monthly. This small change, making half your payment every 2 weeks, results in one extra full payment each year, shaving years off your loan and saving tens of thousands in interest over the life of your mortgage. Here's a practical example to bring this to life. Meet Alex and Maria, a young couple who, like many, dreamed of owning a home but believed they needed to wait until they could afford something extravagant. After reading The Automatic Millionaire, they shifted their mindset. Instead of chasing a picture-perfect home, they focused on buying a modest, affordable property in a growing neighborhood. They automated their mortgage payments, set up bi-weekly installments, and stayed consistent. Over the years, 2 things happened. They steadily paid down their mortgage, and their home appreciated in value. After 15 years, they'd built significant equity, not through luck, but through consistent automated action. They eventually leveraged that equity to purchase an investment property, accelerating their wealth even further. Today, Alex and Maria are financially independent, living comfortably, not because they took huge risks, but because they treated home ownership as their hidden millionaire machine. It's important to acknowledge that home ownership isn't for everyone, nor is it always the right move depending on your circumstances. But when approached strategically, it offers unique advantages. First, owning your home provides forced savings. Most people struggle to save consistently, but mortgage payments create discipline. You're building wealth with every installment, often without thinking about it. Second, real estate historically appreciates over time. While markets fluctuate, over decades, property values tend to rise, creating additional wealth for homeowners. Third, home ownership offers stability. Fixed-rate mortgage payments lock in your housing costs, protecting you from the rising rents and housing insecurity many renters face. Lastly, Your home can become a launching pad for future investments, whether through home equity loans, rental income, or simply selling at a profit down the line. Of course, there are risks. Buying too much house, neglecting maintenance, or speculating on short-term gains can turn home ownership into a financial burden. That's why the Automatic Millionaire approach emphasizes simplicity, automation, and long-term thinking over flashy, risky decisions. So, as you reflect on your own financial journey, ask yourself, could your home be your hidden millionaire machine? Are you renting and building someone else's wealth? Or could strategic homeownership put your money to work for you? If you already own a home, are you maximizing its potential? Have you automated your payments? Consider bi-weekly installments to speed up your payoff and save thousands in interest. Small tweaks today can create massive rewards down the road. And if home ownership feels out of reach right now, don't be discouraged. Start where you are. Build your savings, strengthen your credit, and learn the market. Wealth building is a journey, and owning your home is one powerful chapter in that story. David Bach's philosophy is simple. Wealth doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. Your home can be more than just shelter. It can be the cornerstone of your financial future, quietly building wealth while you live your life. So, whether you're dreaming of your first home, already paying a mortgage, or planning your next real estate move, remember this truth. With the right strategy, consistency, and automation, home ownership can be your secret millionaire plan. Section 7. The Rainy Day Fund, Automating Your Safety Net. If there's one universal truth about life, it's this. The unexpected will happen. Emergencies don't wait until you're ready. The car breaks down, a medical bill shows up, a job loss blindsides you, or a global crisis disrupts everything. For most people, these moments turn into financial disasters, not because they aren't hardworking, but because they never prepared a safety net. That's why David Bach, in The Automatic Millionaire, emphasizes building a rainy day fund and making it automatic. Let's face it, millions of people are living one paycheck away from panic. According to surveys, nearly 60% of adults couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. That means one unexpected expense, a broken appliance, surprise medical bill, or lost income, can spiral into missed payments, mounting credit card debt, and overwhelming stress. But here's the good news. Financial emergencies don't have to turn into crises. The difference between financial ruin and peace of mind often comes down to one thing: having an emergency fund. Bach calls this your rainy day fund, and automating it is one of the smartest, most empowering moves you can make. The concept is simple, yet powerful. You set aside a small, consistent amount of money into a separate, easily accessible savings account. Ideally, a high-yield savings account, until you've built a cushion large enough to weather life's storms. Experts recommend saving at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. But even $500 to $1,000 can make a huge difference when life throws a curveball. Why automate it? Because when saving depends on willpower, emotions, or timing, it rarely happens. Life gets busy, expenses come up, and saving becomes the thing you'll get around to later. But when you automate your rainy day fund, setting up a recurring transfer from your checking account to your savings, you remove the decision-making entirely. Your financial safety net grows quietly in the background while you live your life. Think of it like planting seeds for your future stability. Every small, automated transfer strengthens your foundation. You might not notice the difference day to day, but when an emergency strikes, that fund is there, ready, reliable, and life-saving. Let me share a real-world example that shows just how critical a rainy day fund can be. Sarah, a young marketing professional, was climbing the career ladder when an unexpected medical diagnosis turned her life upside down. She needed surgery, followed by several months of recovery. And despite having health insurance, the out-of-pocket costs and time away from work created a significant financial strain. But Sarah had followed the principles of the Automatic Millionaire. She had been automatically contributing $100 a month to her emergency fund for 2 years. By the time her medical emergency happened, she had over $2,500 set aside. That money covered her medical expenses, helped with living costs during recovery, and prevented her from spiraling into credit card debt. More importantly, Sarah had peace of mind. Instead of panic, she could focus on healing, knowing she had a cushion. Her rainy day fund didn't just save her finances. It protected her mental health during one of the most stressful periods of her life. This is the true power of automating your emergency fund. You might not think you need it until you do. And when that moment comes, having that money ready can be the difference between crisis and confidence. Building your rainy day fund doesn't have to be overwhelming. Even if you can only set aside $20, $50, or $100 a month, that consistent automated habit compounds over time. Start small, celebrate your progress, and increase the amount as your income grows. Here are the practical steps to get started. 1. Open a separate high-yield savings account. Keep your emergency fund away from your daily spending account. This reduces the temptation to dip into it for non-emergencies while still keeping the money accessible. 2. Automate a recurring transfer. Set up an automatic weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly transfer from your checking account to your emergency fund. Even small amounts add up over time. 3. Treat your rainy day fund as non-negotiable. Just like paying yourself first for retirement, consider your emergency fund a priority. It's an investment in your stability and peace of mind. Build your fund in stages. Start with a goal of $500 to $1,000 for immediate emergencies. Then, aim for 1 month's expenses, followed by 3 to 6 months. Break it down so the goal feels achievable. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Life is unpredictable, but your preparation doesn't have to be. The earlier you start automating your emergency fund, the stronger your foundation becomes. Imagine the relief of knowing that if your car breaks down tomorrow, you can handle it. If your job situation changes, you have time to adjust. If unexpected medical bills arrive, you're not panicking. That's what an automated rainy day fund gives you: freedom, flexibility, and security. So, let me ask you a reflective question. If life surprised you tomorrow, would you be financially ready? Could you handle a small emergency without stress? Could you navigate a bigger challenge without derailing your future? If the answer is no, don't wait for disaster to strike before you act. Start your rainy day fund today, even if it's just $20. The act of setting it up, automating your contributions, and watching your safety net grow is one of the most empowering financial steps you'll ever take. David Bach's philosophy is built on simplicity and automation because he understands human nature. We procrastinate, get busy, and life distracts us. But when systems are in place, your success and your security become automatic. In a world full of uncertainty, your rainy day fund is your personal financial shield. It protects your peace of mind, reduces anxiety, and ensures that when life throws the unexpected your way, you're ready, not scrambling. Automating your emergency fund isn't just smart, it's essential. Don't leave your financial future to chance. Prepare, automate, and rest easy, knowing that your safety net is growing one small step at a time. Section 8. The Automatic Tithing and Giving Principle. There's a powerful, often forgotten truth about money that goes far beyond spreadsheets, bank accounts, or investment portfolios. Wealth and generosity are not opposites. They are partners. In The Automatic Millionaire, David Bach introduces one of the most inspiring and transformational concepts on your journey to financial freedom: the automatic tithing and giving principle. It's a reminder that real wealth isn't just measured by how much you accumulate, but also by how much you contribute. At first glance, the idea of giving away money might seem contradictory to building wealth. If you're trying to save, invest, and escape debt, wouldn't it make sense to keep every dollar? But here's what Bach teaches. The act of giving is not a financial drain. It's a mindset shift that opens the door to abundance. Generosity fosters abundance. It reshapes how you view money, strengthens your sense of purpose, and rewires your belief that there's always enough. Many of us grew up with a scarcity mindset. We were taught, directly or indirectly, to believe that money is limited, hard to earn, and even harder to keep. That belief makes people hoard every penny, living in fear that generosity will leave them vulnerable. But Bach's principle turns that idea on its head. He shows that when you choose to give, even in small amounts, you break free from the chains of scarcity thinking. Here's why this matters. Giving reminds you that money is a tool, not a master. It's meant to flow, to support your needs, your dreams, and the greater good. When you automate your giving, you're saying to yourself, I have enough. I believe more will come. I'm building wealth not just for me, but to make the world better. And the beauty of this principle? It's not reserved for the wealthy. You don't have to wait until you're a millionaire to start giving. In fact, most people who build lasting wealth began their giving journey long before they reached financial abundance. They understood that generosity is a habit, a mindset muscle you strengthen over time. Let me share a real-world story that illustrates this perfectly. Maria, a single mom working as a nurse's assistant, wasn't earning a six-figure salary. In fact, some months were tough. Bills, groceries, and daily expenses stretched her income thin, but she believed in giving back. Inspired by The Automatic Millionaire, Maria set up a small, automatic monthly donation to a local shelter that helped families in crisis. She started with just $25 a month. It wasn't life-changing money for the shelter, but for Maria, it was a symbol of her belief in abundance. She automated it, so she never had to debate, delay, or forget. Over time, as her financial confidence grew, she automated her savings, started paying herself first, and increased her giving percentage. Fast forward a decade, Maria isn't just surviving, she's thriving. She's debt-free, building wealth through consistent savings, and still giving every single month. But here's what's even more powerful. Her generosity didn't just change her finances, it changed her identity. She no longer saw herself as someone struggling to get by. She saw herself as someone who contributes, who makes a difference, who lives with abundance, even when her bank account wasn't overflowing. That's the deeper impact of giving. It transforms how you see yourself. You're no longer a victim of your circumstances. You become an active participant in making the world better, all while building your own financial future. So, how do you apply this practically? Start with automation. Just as you automate your savings, investments, and debt payments, set up an automatic donation to a cause that aligns with your heart. It could be your place of worship, a food bank, a children's charity, animal rescue, educational foundation, anything that matters to you. You don't have to start big. Even $10, $20, or $50 a month makes a difference. What matters is consistency. The act of giving automatically removes hesitation, forgetfulness, or emotional resistance. It becomes a part of your financial ecosystem, a habit that nurtures your soul while building your wealth. And here's the most fascinating part. Time and time again, people who give consistently report that their financial lives improve in unexpected ways. It's not magic, it's mindset. When you believe in abundance, you notice opportunities. You become more disciplined, more intentional, and more aligned with your long-term financial vision. Generosity fuels gratitude, and gratitude fuels better money decisions. It's also worth noting that giving isn't just financial. While automated donations are a simple, powerful tool, you can also give your time, skills, or resources. Volunteer at a local organization, mentor someone in need, and support community projects. These acts of service amplify your sense of purpose and create connections that often lead to personal and financial growth. David Bach's automatic giving principle reminds us that wealth is holistic. Yes, it's about building savings, eliminating debt, and investing wisely. But it's also about creating meaning and impact along the way. Giving doesn't subtract from your wealth. It multiplies your fulfillment, your confidence, and your connection to the world around you. So, I'll leave you with a simple yet profound reflection. What small automatic act of giving can you start today? What percentage of your income, however modest, can you redirect toward making a difference? What cause speaks to your heart, waiting for your support? Remember, generosity isn't a destination for the wealthy. It's a decision anyone can make, regardless of income. By automating your giving, you align your money with your values, strengthen your belief in abundance, and step into the version of yourself that contributes, grows, and thrives. In the journey to becoming an automatic millionaire, giving isn't just an optional extra. It's part of the foundation. It's how you prove to yourself and the world that wealth isn't just about what you get, but also about what you give. Start small. Start now. Automate your generosity and watch how your life transforms. Section 9. Breaking the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Let's talk about one of the most exhausting, frustrating, and sadly common financial traps that millions of hardworking people face: the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Maybe you know the feeling all too well. You get paid, the bills flood in, groceries get bought, debt payments go out, and before you know it, your bank balance is hovering near zero. The next payday can't come soon enough. Here's the harsh truth David Bach exposes in The Automatic Millionaire. It's not just low earners who fall into this cycle. Many people earning decent, even high incomes live paycheck to paycheck. They look successful on the outside, nice car, good job, latest gadgets, but inside, they're one unexpected bill away from financial panic. The problem isn't always income, it's the absence of systems. Without automatic wealth-building habits in place, your money disappears as fast as it arrives, swept away by expenses, impulse spending, and life's endless demands. But here's the empowering truth. You can escape the paycheck-to-paycheck trap, no matter your income, by putting your financial growth on autopilot. Automation is the great equalizer. You don't need willpower, discipline, or constant budgeting stress to build wealth. You need systems that work quietly, consistently, in the background of your life. The moment you automate your savings, debt payments, and investments, even starting small, you break the cycle. You create breathing room, momentum, and eventually, freedom. Let me be clear. Breaking the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle doesn't happen overnight. But the first step is simple. Decide that from this moment forward, your future gets paid first. Before rent, before car payments, before entertainment, you pay yourself automatically. That's how wealth starts to grow. Think about how most people operate. They earn money, spend on bills, lifestyle, and whatever's left, if anything, goes to savings. Spoiler alert, there's rarely anything left. That's why Bach flips the script. Instead of saving what remains, you automate savings the moment your paycheck hits your account. Even if it's just 5%, 2%, or $20, it's non-negotiable. The same applies to debt payments. Automate your minimum payments and, if possible, small extra amounts toward your highest interest debts. You'll chip away at balances without the stress of remembering due dates or relying on motivation. The snowball starts to roll, and momentum builds. Investments? Same principle. You don't wait for the perfect time to invest. You automate small, regular contributions into retirement accounts, index funds, or other long-term vehicles. Time and compound interest do the heavy lifting. Here's a real-world story to illustrate the power of breaking the cycle. Meet Jason, a mid-level office worker earning $55,000 a year. On paper, he was doing okay. But month after month, he found himself broke before payday. His credit cards carried balances, his savings were non-existent, and financial stress followed him everywhere. After stumbling upon The Automatic Millionaire, Jason had an epiphany. He didn't need more income to change his life. He needed automatic systems. He set up an automatic transfer of $100 a month to a savings account. He automated extra payments toward his smallest credit card debt. He enrolled in his company's 401k plan with a modest 3% contribution. The changes felt small at first, almost insignificant. But something shifted. The stress eased. Jason stopped worrying about manually saving or missing due dates. Slowly, his savings grew. His debt shrank. And his investments started to compound. Fast forward 3 years. Jason isn't living paycheck to paycheck anymore. He has $8,000 saved for emergencies. His credit card debt is gone, and his retirement account is growing steadily. His income hasn't doubled, but his financial life has transformed because of one thing: automation. Now ask yourself, what's keeping you trapped in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle? Is it fear? Lack of structure? The belief that you don't earn enough to save? David Bach's message is clear. You can always start, even with small amounts. Automation makes it possible. Breaking free isn't about deprivation. You don't need to live on ramen noodles or cancel every joy in your life. It's about priorities. When you automate wealth building, you protect your future while still enjoying today, because your savings, investments, and debt reduction happen before lifestyle spending kicks in. Let me challenge you right now. What one automatic habit will you start to break your cycle? Will you set up a $50 monthly transfer to your savings? Enroll in your retirement plan at work? Automate an extra $25 toward your credit card balance? Small steps compound. Small systems snowball. And before you know it, the anxiety of paycheck-to-paycheck living fades, replaced by confidence, security, and a future you control. Here's the truth. No one else will break the cycle for you. Your boss won't. The government won't. It's on you. But that's the most empowering part. You have the tools, and automation makes it achievable. Stop waiting for a magical raise, a lucky break, or a windfall. Your breakthrough comes when you implement small, automated wealth habits, consistently, quietly, without overthinking. That's the essence of the Automatic Millionaire approach. So, what will your first automatic move be? Start now. Break the cycle. Build your freedom. One automated habit at a time. Final takeaways. Let's bring everything together. You've now learned the powerful, life-changing principles from The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach. If there's one thing you take away, let it be this. Becoming wealthy isn't about luck, complicated strategies, or endless sacrifices. It's about simple, consistent, automatic actions that work quietly in the background of your life, building your financial freedom one step at a time. Think about what we've covered. Small daily habits, like eliminating your latte factor, that redirect wasted money into wealth. Paying yourself first, making sure your future gets funded before bills or expenses take over. The power of home ownership done wisely, turning your house into a hidden millionaire machine. Creating a rainy day fund that protects your peace of mind. Giving generously, proving to yourself that abundance is real. And above all, cultivating the automatic millionaire mindset, where you believe wealth is possible for you, and you systemize your success. Here's your emotional reminder. You deserve financial freedom. You deserve a life where money works for you, stress fades, and you wake up knowing your future is secure. It's not reserved for the lucky few. It's available to anyone willing to take small, automated steps, starting today. So, here's your challenge. Choose one habit to automate today. Maybe it's a $25 automatic transfer to savings, enrolling in your retirement plan, setting up a debt payment, or even automating a small donation to a cause you love. Start small, start simple, but start now. Picture your life as an automatic millionaire. Bills are paid, your future is funded, your money grows while you sleep, and generosity flows effortlessly. That's not a fantasy. It's the reality waiting for you if you put your wealth building on autopilot. If this video inspired you, take action. Like the video, comment below with your favorite insight and your country, share it to empower others, and subscribe for more life-changing summaries that put your success within reach. Your millionaire journey starts now. Make it automatic.